Hi everyone. Today's lecture will be covering nouns, pronouns, articles, and determinants. So let's take a look at them one by one. Alright, so what are nouns? Nouns are the names that is given to living or non-living things around us. Okay, when it comes to nouns, they can be further divided into two groups. The first one would be singular noun. When it comes to singular noun, so you have the word to stand alone without s, es, or ies. For example, the word goal. So singular means one, so the word remains as itself. Goal, ball, doll, activity. So it represents one. Another type of noun will be plural nouns. So when you have a noun that is a plural, so you need to include either s, es, or ies. For example, stars. So it's not one star, there are more than one, many stars. Coaches, diaries. Okay, there is another type of nouns that we're going to look into, which is irregular noun. So irregular noun is a bit special, where the words will change in spelling when used in the plural form. So an example here would be ox. If it's single, or one, it is an ox. If it's more than one, oxen. Man, a man. Woman and women. So women would be more than one woman. Many. Alright. So let's take a look at the types of nouns. The first one will be common nouns. So the common nouns refer to people, places, things, or animals. So they are general. Lecturer, book, friend. However, another one would be proper nouns. So proper requires you to be specific when it comes to mentioning people, places, or things. The first letter is usually capitalized, or you call it as in big letter. Okay, some examples would be Plaza Angsana, so P would be in capital letter, A as well. Kuala Lumpur Center, K and L will be in capital letter, and C also will be capitalized. Another type of noun is abstract noun. So abstract nouns refer to concepts, qualities, or ideas that are intangible. So they cannot be experienced with the five senses. Okay, it's not so they are like childhood, motivation, happiness, so they're abstract, they cannot be experienced, but you go through them. Yeah, and it's not something that you can taste, but you go through things like happiness. This is how you experience them. It comes to you. Yeah, so that is abstract. And lastly, we have collective nouns. So collect as a collection, so it gathers things. Refer to a group of people or things. So group, collect, group. So family, band, and army. Okay, so indicate the nouns in the lyric below. This is actually the lyric of my favorite things from The Sound of Music. Some of you might not be familiar with this song, but then let's take a look at the lyric. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are few of my favorite nouns. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh, bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly from the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite nouns. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite nouns. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite nouns, and then I don't feel so bad. So what would be the nouns? So mittens, a type of glove that doesn't not have separate parts for each finger. One mitten, like baby uses. Usually, a baby uses a mitten on the hand without the without the separate part of fingers. Strings. So what are strings? A string is strong thread made of several threads. Yes, so that is string. Ponies, small horse, strudels, a type of Australian or German cake made of pastry with fruit inside. Schnitzel, meat from young cow. Sashes or sash, a long piece of cloth that you wear around your waist like a belt. Sash. Okay, so these are actually the nouns that you can find in the lyric. Raindrops, roses actually, another one would be roses. Whiskers, kittens, kettles, mittens, packages, strings, nouns, um, ponies, strudels, doorbells, sleigh, bells, schnitzel, noodles. Okay, all right. So moving to pronouns. So pronouns are words that used for or instead of nouns. Pronouns replace nouns. So the words, pronouns are the words that we use to replace nouns. So if let's say you have a noun, a dog, so you can use a pronoun to replace the dog, which is it, it, it. So that would be an example. Okay, let's take a look at the types of pronouns. We have personal pronouns. Personal means it refers to someone, a single person or a group of people. So personal, I, you, he, she, it, we, they, you. So personal nouns. And we also have relative pronouns. Who, whose, which, that. Reflexive pronouns, reflects, myself, you are referring to someone, oneself, myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourself, themselves. Yourself and yourselves. Okay, sorry for that. Interrogative pronouns. Interrogative means asking questions, so you can use what, when, where, why, who, and how. All right, so let's move to articles. So articles the can be divided into two categories, right? So one is indefinite. So indefinite would be the word that is used to represent or before singular or countable nouns. Yeah, for example, like a guideline, an expert. So a and an are actually the indefinite article. Meanwhile, for the definite would be the, and the is used when before singular or plural nouns, and it is also used before both countable and uncountable nouns. So it can be applied to all. Yeah, the audience, the money. So audience would be collective noun. The money is uncountable nouns. We count money, but then the word money itself is considered as an uncountable noun. Okay, first let's take a look at indefinite article, the a and an, right? So a is placed before a singular countable noun, singular, one. A and an, both are used to before a singular countable, one noun. Okay, a noun that begins with a consonant sound. So consonant would be the sound of b, k, or ch, d, f, g, h, ch, k, l, m, n, p, k, r, s, t, or t, v, w, z, y, and z. So these are the sounds. Consonants, we are talking about the sounds, not the letters. The letter B, C, D, no, not the letters. We're talking about the sounds. Alright? So some examples are shown here. A cabinet, a horse, a soldier, and a student. So the sound of s, k, and h. You can all these are consonants, so we use the indefinite a or a, and is placed before a singular countable noun that begins with the vowel a, e, o, u. So again, they are vowels, they are sounds, they are not the words or letters. Okay, they are not the letters. An ant, an igloo, an umbrella, an egg, an ostrich. Okay, let's discuss this words. They are all singular countable nouns. So should we put a or and before the words? Computer, a computer. Hand, a hand. Rabbit, a rabbit. Eagle, so e, an eagle. A clock, a diskette. Aquarium, an aquarium. An address. Switch, a switch. Uniform. Okay, be careful. It might has started with U, the letter U, but it doesn't sound like a vowel U. It starts with y. So a uniform. A card, a painting, a file. Yes, it's not hour, it's hour, silent H. So an hourglass. A diary, engineer, so an engineer. An umpire, a turkey, an essay, an icebox, an icebox. What about the? So the is the definite article. It is used before singular and plural countable nouns, and it also can be used before uncountable nouns. Countable is when you count, as you can count. So it can be singular, one, or plural, more than one. The polar bear, the polar bears, the incident, the incidents, the commander, the commanders, the ice rink, the ice rinks. So words that cannot be counted or uncountable will be snow, poverty, inspiration, and liquid. They can also come after the word the. So how to use the? One, to refer to a particular person. So you know a person specifically or something or a thing specifically. So you use the word the. This is the Tengkolok that was used for the Agong coronation. So the here means that when you use the word the, you know which Tengkolok it means. You know which or a specific Agong that uses it, that used it. The policeman who caught the robber was given a special award. So a specific policeman and a specific robber. So that's why you use the. Next, to refer to the person or persons or things that has been mentioned earlier. So this is not the first time you mentioned, maybe this is the second time, so we use the. Okay, the KL Tower has a revolving restaurant. Jane has been to the restaurant many times. So the first time you mention restaurant, and for the second time you use the word the article the to indicate that you are still referring to the same restaurant. Number 3, before nouns of which there is only one, like sun, moon, and Taj Mahal. There are only one, there is only one sun, one moon, and one Taj Mahal in this whole world. So that's why we use the word the. So the specific, the sun, the moon, the Taj Mahal. Before a little, a post, or a position. The Deputy Prime Minister, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, the Vice Chancellor of University Technology Mara. So before a title, a post, or a position, we use the article the. We also use the before the names. It can be rivers, the Klang River, seas, the Dead Sea, oceans, the Atlantic Ocean, groups of islands like the Maldives and the Bahamas, mountain ranges, the Andes and the Alps, deserts. Oh, sorry, this one is desert. The Gobi Desert, the Sahara Desert, deserts. Yeah, important buildings like the Putra World Trade Center, the Kuala Lumpur, and organizations. We know that Red Crescent Society is an organization, and Kiwanis Club. Special events like Special Olympics, the Special Olympic, Malay Male Beat Walk, so the Malay Male Beat Walk. So you can use article the. Countries which have the form of government as part of their name, like the United States of America, the Republic of Indonesia, the United Arab Emirates. So yes, we apply the. Before a superlative, this is what students always forgotten, or they have always forgotten to use. The best. You cannot say best students without the. So the best student. The smartest. The most beautiful. Before ordinance, first, second, etc. So the word last when it is not followed by a day or a month. So the first man, or if you say that the first May, no, the first man to step, the 10th caller, the last visitor. So before specific public places, the bus station, the public toilet, and we could also apply the to um, to express, to inform, or to use it before certain expressions of time. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, during the night. Certain. Before the name of a musical instrument when we refer to a specific instrument that a person plays. Jack sings beautifully and plays the Spanish guitar. So it is a very specific type of guitar, Spanish guitar. Mei Ling's favorite hobby is playing the clarinet. Specific instrument. Okay, so let's try this. I saw blank old movie last night called Towering Inferno. It was blank interesting movie about blank architect who designed blank high-tech skyscraper. The skyscraper, however, could fire one day. Many people in blank building were trapped on blank upper floors and were in terrible danger. Blank helicopter crashed as it attempts to airlift some of the trapped people off the roof of the building. Even blank best firefighters were unable to rescue blank people. Blank movie was full of suspense and drama. So the answers? Yes, these are the answers. I saw an old movie. It was an interesting movie about an architect, a high-tech skyscraper. Many people in the building, because the first one is the skyscraper. We are talking about the skyscraper. 6, the upper floors. 7, a helicopter. Or again, if you use as the first letter, the first word, please capitalize. Even the best firefighters. The people. The movie was full of suspense. I hope that you are still following. Before we move to the next part of lecture for today. Alright, so determiners. So determiners are used to show quantity. Sometimes it also mentioned or also called quantifiers, yeah? But they are actually referring to the same thing. So they are singular nouns. For singular nouns, they are quantifiers or determiners for plural nouns and uncountable nouns, right? So when it comes to singular nouns, we have one, each, every, another, any, this, that. So singular. So when it comes to a singular noun, one day, one call, one, so you have one. So the verb comes after the noun should be, if it's a present tense, so please plus s, one boy, one one room is needed, is so singular. The verb should be in singular form. All right, plural nouns: a lot, many, a number of, several, a few, fewer, few. A few is a small number. Few usually insufficient. A small number that is insufficient. Some, more, this, those, all, both. All books, all girls. Okay, now uncountable nouns: a lot of, a great deal of, more, much, some, a little, less, all this and that. Besides this, we can also have a plenty of water, for example. Okay, a great deal of, a good deal of. Yeah. All right. So let's try this. So you might want to have a look at this list of questions. Now, let's take a look at the answers. Some money here has been set aside for groceries, and more money, sorry, M is small letters supposedly, there is the more money there in the drawer is to be used to pay the water bill. Every day we can use a plenty of, a great deal of water is needed to irrigate the rice fields. Some of this water is channeled from the nearby Sungai Rimana. Or if it's a great deal of this water, you can use great deal as well. The villages keep some of the water for their farmyard animals and store some in their houses. So I think of this water is a great deal of, yeah. Okay. If we want to keep a pet, we need a lot of patience. A lot. Okay. We also need to be able to offer it much love. Much enough. Yeah. You must add some salt and a bit of white pepper. There is not enough salt in the soup and the children cannot eat spicy food. You can add in some chicken stock and a little light soy sauce to flavor the soup. So we can try to slot in the suitable determinants or quantifiers, because sometimes it can be repeated and you can put in slot in, write different word or different determinants or quantifiers into the blank.